You the wrong way. Yes, you're the wrong way around. There we go. Oh, okay. Now let's actually get into showing you off some of the mechanics of the game besides the actual gunplay and stuff like that. So one of the things that Horizon adds is a fair few mechanics within the game. So it adds a mailbox system, so you'll actually end up receiving like post and other crap like that. So with this mailbox, like you'll actually get messages. So as you can see at the top, new unread messages 3, items placed into your mailbox container, next possible delivery is in 24 hours. So we can read the 3 messages. So we've got Crazy Eddie wrote, my name's Eddie, Crazy Eddie is what some call me, I'm a local trader in these parts, I'm looking for any magazines or guides I might be getting rid of. Just send me through your outgoing mailbox and I'll send you 5 pre-roll money for each. See you around. So now we've got a use for the magazines that we find. We end up sending them back to him, and then he gives us resources for it. So it's pretty cool. So the next one is we received an ominous package. You killed some of my boys. Next time I see you, this will be your head. Okay. And I received 3 vendor contracts. Crazy Eddie wrote, I heard you're a competent leader looking to expand settlements in these parts. I'm a local trader and I wanted to offer you some vendor contracts. Cool, okay. So now that we've checked the mail, we can actually check the mailbox container. We've got the ominous package, vendor contracts, an intact head. A cat head. Okay. Someone sent us some food. Okay, so the outgoing mail. So this is where we want to chuck in the magazines. We get some 5 pre-war money back. But I reckon at the moment, because it's 1.9 and there'll more than likely be an update at some stage or another, I have a feeling that I should hold on to my magazines and do them a little bit later. But that's how the mechanic works. So the next thing that we end up doing the large majority of the time when we're coming back from a run in Horizon, so we check our mailbox, and then we can go to this farming workbench. So with this, we'll place waste items in the compost bin, works with pre-war food, crops and meat. All waste items turn into compost each cycle. Compost is added to the production storage. So total compost is 610 units. So there's also a plant nursery in it where we can domesticate wild and vault plants into crops. We can also access the production manager. So when we open the compost bin, it's empty, but one of the things that we can do is that we just go open compost bin, move default items, and it'll just spit the diseased meat that we can't eat in there as well, the gristly meat, the rotten fruit. So that stuff will get cycled into compost, and then we can use that to make more farms, or we can increase our yield and our production for our actual crops. So the other thing that you can also do in here as well is that you can chuck in all of this food that you'll never eat. So I'm pretty sure bubblegum is for a craft, so we'll just hold on to that for later. But yeah, that's the compost, the farming workbench. And then we can go to the production manager here as well. So this is our production menu. So we have a surplus of plus 15 food, plus 5 water, but 0 power. So this will be pretty much the breakdown of our production, like within the settlement itself. So we can actually set up like oil wells, purifiers, extractors, like the stuff that's listed on the screen at the moment. So like you can actually end up getting minerals out of the ground to get more upgrades, and like it's just a lot more progression in this. So one of the things that we can do is we can actually go through and have a look at like standard production and see the slots that we have. So the 1 to 9, we've got income vendor, like vendor credits, research material, field supplies, crude oil, power units, Brahma milk, compost, and expenses. So when we actually end up like, so for example, a slot 7 is compost from animals, is +1. That means that we're actually going to be getting +1 compost from one of the animals that is within one of our settlements. So I'm pretty sure at Abernathy Farm there was a Brahmin, so we're getting compost from that. So that's the passive production. So the activated production that requires upkeep is stuff like purified water, seawater. So there's fish. We can make like wild plants, fertilizer from compost. Like we got chicken, small game animals. So this is the stuff that we actually have to tell it to produce. Okay, and then we've got worker production. This one is also really, really good. So like when we're recycling trash, we can salvage wood, salvage steel, concrete and junk. So we don't have to go out ourselves and actually get everything. We can give our settlers a few orders, and then in the next production cycle, once it's done ticking over, we'll actually get like the resources that we want out. So we'll get wood, steel, concrete, junk, stuff like that. So one of the things that we have here is, say, so we've got recycling of trash. So we need 100 trash to recycle, and then we get packing material and sorted trash components. So one of the things that we can do is we can actually add a work production order. It could have been +1, but at the moment the work order is at 99999. So it's ready like by default set up to cycle through if you have it. So if it were to tick down to 0, you'd come into here and then go, hey, I want 5 of these, click that, and you've got 5. Yeah. 5 of them coming up. I haven't forgotten about that. Okay, and then we've got recovery bonuses, passive stuff. I'm just waiting to find a... So not too sure on this menu yet, so I'd have to get back to you on that one. But crops for passive. Okay, then, you keep doing what you're doing. So at the moment, we have 14 taters at Abernathy with a crop yield of 0.7. So we've also got some melon, and we've got a tiny amount of gourd coming in. So every production cycle would end up, if it was a full number, so a full digit, we'd get 1 tater out of it. But every 2 cycles we'll get 1.4, and I think the remaining number carries on to the next cycle. So every 20 rating yields 1 surplus crop. Fertilizer can produce your rating's yield. Partial yield is rolled over to the next cycle. So what we do is we can go into crop fertilizing, and we can actually set it up so that, say, for example, the taters and the melons, we could give them a bonus for 1 production cycle by putting fertilizer in it. So we can go to number 3, tater, and then give it 1 work order. So when we do get the fertilizer, we'll end up getting a bonus tick for the taters, and then we'll get like an extra full 1 out of the production cycle. So to plant nursery, this is one of the ones that I have not quite figured out. Okay, so we don't have anything available yet. Plant nursery, so we've got extractors, arc furnace, refinery, parts, chemical, textiles, and yeah, like the large majority, like the rest of it is not quite the basics. It'll be something that we'll do much later on in the playthrough. So we won't worry about that for now. We'll just go over the basics. So the other thing out here that we have is a caravan travel hub. So if we had caravan supplies, which we can make, we can actually fast travel from one place to another, but it costs us some of the caravan supplies. So this is a way that you've got fast travel in survival mode with it actually costing you, which is cool. I like it. So we don't have any caravan supplies, so we could add 10 supply kits for 40 supplies, or pay 400 caps for 40 supplies. And then we can also trade vendor credits for it as well, but we're not going to do that right now. So that's the fast travel hub. A regular Nuka-Cola mixer. Alright, so this is where things get complicated. So this is a mix of all the other workbenches that were previously split up into their own individual parts, but now they've just been put into one. So when we go to this, for example, there's the armor workbench here, but then we've got the universal crafting station, which is the large majority of it. We've also got a weapons workbench that's well built into it too. And we've got a mailbox down here as well, so we can check the mail. We've got training and skills. So something that we can do once we get to level 15, we can choose a specialization, and then we can choose a second specialization at level 30. So choices are based on your perks. So removing specs costs 1,000 caps, which is very expensive. So the focus specialization will be available once we hit level 15, but we can also have a look at follower training in here as well. So companions and settlers gain durability, but they don't go over 50 DR or 50 ER. Durability grants 15% damage mitigation against all weapon damage. Each rank of workshop craftsmanship adds 5% up to 60. Okay, so your companions will actually end up leveling up with you. So, as you can see, Dogmeat is at rank 2 at 442 EXP, and Codsworth is at rank 1. So, with time, as we take people out and actually get them exposed to stuff, they'll get better and better at their job. So, the other thing that we have here is the Z1 Experimentation Lab. This is where we make and create like our own unique weapons. So, one of the things that we will do is that we are going to take all of these weapons out. And we're going to take... No, that's it.
It's best to finally choose which of that load to drop.
We get all of the weapons, and then one of the things that we can do in this that's a good EXP bump. So in this we can actually make experimental weapons. So constructing a weapon, so we can make stuff from scratch in here. But the first thing that we need to do is go to reverse engineering. Though I'm getting ahead of myself. So reverse engineering is literally that, reverse engineering. So everything that is in our inventory, all the weapons that we haven't reversed engineered yet, we will gain experience for and then gain the ability to be able to craft it. So when you're selected to reverse engineering all weapons, it will check your inventory and any weapons that are scrapped in the field kit previously. Ah. Okay. Okay, this process does not destroy existing weapons. So what we do is we just reverse engineer and just see like a big whopping chunk of EXP come in. So now we've got 23 weapons that we can now create from scratch. So we could make a pipe rifle if we wanted to. And we can also put unique components on it, like it ends up causing bleed, or it has fire damage, or cryo damage, or electrical damage, or something like that. So when it comes to like the actual crafting customization for like a specific weapon, this Horizon overhaul is really, really cool. So if you ever really wanted to do the same thing that I usually do, which is choose like 1 or 2 weapons and be like, okay, those are the 2 weapons for that character, you can actually upgrade them beyond the point of like gunsmith and make them really, really good and actually get longer longevity out of like the weapon itself. So instead of it just being a raw numbers game, you could potentially like make a decent weapon that'll last you the entire game. So with this, you need gunsmithing 20, you need shotgun parts, adhesive, wood. Yeah, so you can actually craft like a lot of the weapons in here, which is really, really cool. So you got bladed, blunt, batons, pyros, tire irons, spatulas, all that jazz. But yeah, that's a Z1 experimentation lab. So what we'll do is we'll chuck our weapons back in here again. No, we want one of them back. Okay, chuck all this jazz back. I think we want the combat pistol instead of the other pistol for the moment. Put that away. Canned dog food can stay with us. The dirty water can go. Keep all that stuff at the moment. Store the junk. Chuck all the ammo that we don't need in there for now. 44, 45, 45, 10 mil, 556. Yeah, okay, so inventory sorted out. So the universal crafting station. So we've got our technology and workshop craft bench. We've got a chemistry and medical workbench. We've got a cooking and supplies workbench. We've got our weapons and ammo. We've got clothing and armor. And then we've got trading market terminal. So technology and workshop is something that we need to actually do, which is actually increase the tech level of our settlement. So this is the way that we actually end up doing it. So what we'd end up doing is, so for example, in here we can go through and make packing material and other random resources. The other thing that we can also do is we can provide training sessions for settlers and train them in salvaging or like exploration. You can increase the trading, technology using research. So I'll show you one that I could potentially end up getting. See if there's anything that I have enough. Nope, I don't have enough research material to actually get it going on. Okay. So that means that we'll probably want to set up oh, what's that? So we got cargo bot, ferret, whatever that is. Oh yeah, this is also where we can end up. So technology and resource station. Okay. So yeah, so this is where we can end up getting a lot of really, really good items that'll last us the entire game. Yeah, this you just scan targets for information, does not work while aiming. Oh, okay. Memory device Mark II. Oh, that's a reusable one. Small diving tank, proton buoy, pound cells, animal. Okay. So we call animal companion, deploy engineer device. Call attack dog, summon Wilson, energy fusion converter. Okay. There's some cool stuff that you can actually make in here. So, tools and parts. We can disassemble stuff as well. So if there's any extra components, you can actually go through and disassemble them all. So these are cargo bots that'll increase your carry weight as well. So as you can see, they'll cost advanced circuitry, gold, nuclear material. Yeah, so this is all our tech upgrades. So all of the techie stuff. Chemistry and medical is just that. It's chemistry and medical. So trauma kit, 5 trauma supplies. So this is where we can actually make. So first aid kit. Surgical 20 supplies. We need medical of 60. Okay. And this is where we make some remedies. This is where we really, really need the survival. So we can distill some alcohol out of bourbon and stout. Ingredients, we got chems, Yeah, so that's just pretty much your chemistry station. Cooking station, weapons and ammo allows you to actually craft and disassemble ammo. So when you end up going through this area, or through this menu, you can actually see disassembly. I can go through and actually disassemble some of this ammo, provided that they have the skills in the first place. So, need gunsmithing rounds to actually disassemble them. So far we need survival, medical, and gunsmithing skills. So, 40mm mini nuke, oh jeez. 440. Wow. Okay. Looks like we might need a grenade launcher. Okay, clothing and armor. So this one is where we make the upgrade components for our actual clothing and armor. So the alloy plating and stuff that you need to actually upgrade or put ballistic weaves or anything like that on your armor is actually through here. So you can actually make armor buffs that only last for a little bit. You can actually make backpacks. This all needs crafted leather patches. Tool pouches lower. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff you can actually make now. Shoreman's gear. Oh, I could put a quiver on the upper back. That's pretty cool. Katana, hunting, hazmat, Crookback's axe. Okay, so this is where you make all the different random armor then. Okay, so there's some pretty cool shit that you can end up making in here. You can make some helmet. It looks like you can make clothing. Looks like you can make armor pieces as well if you need them. And then we got power armor pieces as well. We need lots of metalwork for that. Metalwork 20. The accessories. Bomber jacket, battle coat. Yeah, so pretty much the universal crafting station is where you end up like crafting a lot of things, making them. And then the trading and market terminal, last one. So some traders have random stock each cycle. Not all items will be available each cycle. There are different types of traders. Every 3 hours in real time. Okay. So this is where we can actually, oh, you can sell stuff. Cool. Cool. Some of this stuff is new to me as well. Category, ooh, live chicken. Buy bundle of 4 carrots, need heaps of vendor credits. Hawkeye. Settler recruitment radio. Okay. Cool. Silent J, Crazy Eddie, Marty, Trevor. Oh, we can trade with the Institute. Okay, that's interesting. Minutemen, artillery smoke grenade, Minutemen flare. And we got the black market. This is where we get all. Ooh. That is very expensive. Black market. Bundle of 4 tar berries. It's not bad. Okay, the trading terminal. Alright. So that covers the universal crafting. We got our weapons and armor. Got our Z1 experimentation lab. Got a mailbox, training and skills. And then the last thing up here is the command table. So this is where we can actually send settlers on missions if they have a specific job. We can also end up setting up expedition camps. We can also end up With this, if we have a specialized community, we can do missions with it. But yeah, this means that you can actually, like, your settlers actually count for something other than being mouse to feed or people to defend your base. So now you can actually end up sending them on missions, which is cool. Fucking love it. So there's the mailbox in here as well. So command missions menu. So once we go into this, you can actually set up settle missions and tasks. So you've got green is deployed, mission slots, and then yellow assigned. So at the moment we have one technician actually assigned. So for example, we could deploy settler on a mission. So we could go to technicians. We could make it so that we deploy one for the cost of 10 supply kits. We could send out a technician to scrounge, which takes 2 hours. And we'll get some resources back on that. So the other thing that we can do is if we have more hunters, we can send them out on missions. If we've got engineers, we could end up, actually going craft devices, research projects. The other thing we can do is set up entertainers or craftsmen. So one of the things that we really, really want to set up is that we probably want to set up some craftsmen and a craftsman and an engineer. So we can actually end up getting some passive junk going on. But yeah, the command missions menu, we send settlers on missions, and then we actually, once they're done, we can actually open the mission container, and then the stuff that they have done or gotten from the mission will actually be displayed in this menu. That you just grab it all and it's all yours. But the other thing that we can do is we can set up repeated deployment settings. So if we do have the resources, then it'll automatically do it. We don't have to come back and do this every single time. So one of the things that I like to set up is that we have the craftsman. No, it's the technician salvage single run. We'll put that on repeated runs. Actually, we'll leave it off for now. Yeah, we'll leave it off for now. But for example, if we had the resources and the supply kits, we could end up setting this one up so it's on repeated deployment, and then we don't have to worry about coming back every single time. And it'll slowly end up getting added to the mission container, and then you just go and bank it all. But yeah, that's the universal crafting station. So the armor customization is essentially the same, apart from we can end up making it so that our stuff is invisible if you wanted to. Expand the slots on each one of these backpacks so we can actually get more carry weight. And yeah, we got 3 levels of weave, so we can put a ballistic weave in each one of them. Can really end up upgrading the vault suit and then just having that from the get-go. Oh yeah, one of the ones we have not set up this yet. Yeah, we can actually end up making it so that we have a number on our suit. We can change the color of it. And yeah, we can also lock it as a favorite so we don't accidentally scrap it. So we've got pip boys. Yep, we can upgrade our gas mask as well. We can upgrade our helmet. There's just a lot that you can actually upgrade in this. And it's actually really, really nice. I love the fact that pretty much everything needs work, needs upgrades. Okay. Double barrel time. So when it comes to actually maintaining weapons, you see that minus 20%. You can see that it's worn down a little bit. If you actually end up going through and repairing stuff, then yeah, it gains damage. So you actually have to maintain weapons in this, which is good. So you can also change the receivers, same as beforehand, apart from we can get an electronic trigger receiver. 8 shots per reload. Oh, wow. Improve calibration. So yeah, so you can end up like actually sticking with one weapon for quite some time. So I always end up like here. So with this character, I'm thinking that I want to go with a big revolver and a double barrel, because that's always my favorite combo. We can actually change the ammo type in here as well. You can put sights on it. Yeah, there's lots that you can do in this. So one of the things that I do like as well is that you can actually make melee weapons have poison effects on them. So if you have science skill and chemistry skill, you can end up using that to your advantage. Yeah, it's just really, really good. Okay, just harden that. I'm just gonna have a look through here. Give ourselves a sight for our pistol. Improve recoil control. Ah, cool. Suppressor has big stats. We actually put augments on our weapons as well. Cool. This will be very, very nice. So 38 and 45 ammo for you. Ah, yeah. But, yeah, that seems like I've covered the large majority of things. When it comes to, what is different in Horizon. Let's have a look at the recruitment station. So we have a 25% chance every 24 hours to get a new settler because we have -4 food and -5 beds available. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll do some questing. Actually, that last one took me a little while to actually go through the explanation of everything. So I'm thinking that we'll end it here and then we'll pick it back up again. In the next episode, we'll actually start to do some gameplay, and I'm not spending like an hour just talking about Horizon. But yeah, if anything was confusing and you want any further clarification on anything, just let me know. But yeah, if you have any further questions about Horizon, and you're enjoying the series so far, then yeah, let me know in the comment section below by liking, subscribing, and doing all that good stuff. But yeah, I'll catch you all in the next one. Thank you all for watching. Bye.